Hello, we want to welcome everybody to the Doug Lockridge Coaches Show. I'm Jared Schoonover hosting this week. Was out of town last week and we had to miss a week of the show. Look forward, glad to be back this week and talk to Coach Lockridge about this last game that we faced Mountain Home. Coach, I think that we're in the toughest stretch of anybody in the state of Arkansas right now, playing the number 1 team in Greenwood, the number 3 team in Mountain Home, and then the number 2 team in the state in Shiloh Christian, all in our conference in 3 back-to-back weeks. So there's no doubt that our team is being tested, and I can tell you just from watching from afar, and I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. What was your message to the team? Because it really was a hard-fought contest, a team in Mountain Home that's really done well all season against a lot of football teams. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts of the game.
After the game, I just talked to them about how proud of them I was, because our kids didn't give up. They could have easily went out there, and when some things went wrong, different people getting injured, things like that, they could have gave up, but they didn't. They played hard for 4 full quarters. If you look back at the game, and I talked to Coach Benson about this, he didn't really realize it during the game, but we shut them out in the first quarter. It was 0-0, and we shut them out in the third quarter and played really good. We couldn't really get anything going offensively. Mountain Home's defense, really, really good. Like you said, we're seeing the, number 1, 2, 3 team in the conference. It's my belief that all 3 of those teams will be in the semifinals of our classification. They're that good. So our kids didn't give up. They played hard. That's all we can ask for them. And as long as they keep getting better every week, which we have, at the things that we need to work on, it makes it a joy to come to work every day and go to practice, because this is a fun group to be around.
Yeah, I see it, Coach. I see it out on the field. It takes a lot of grit to turn things around, and it takes time. Oftentimes, people from the outside, you can't see all the things that are happening on the inside on a day-to-day basis. You can't see the growth of young kids. You can't see the commitment in the heart of a kid all the time when you're sitting in the stands. But I'm around it enough and have been around it enough to see that that's the case here. I do see growth in a program from the first time I saw it. I came in the same time you did, from the first time I saw it then to where we are now. Sure, I know that I know you would like to, as the head football coach, beat Mountain Home. But we didn't. But there was some things that you could grow from there. Talk a little bit about the takeaways from last week against Mountain Home. So you're proud of them, but the takeaways within the game. Talk about some of the positives you saw, in particular on the defensive side of football.
In particular, we go out into every ball game stressing turnovers, whether that's, forcing fumbles, recovering fumbles, interceptions. And we had 3. We had 2 interceptions and a recovered fumble. Stuart Swaninger had a good interception off a tipped ball from Boaz, and then Jack O'Brien had a really great game last week. He was actually player of the week for Farm Bureau this week when he had 8 tackles and a interception for the 20-yard return. So defensively, we hit. And the thing is, we played a lot of different kids on defense and a lot of young kids. We got a lot of bodies into the game, and they all played hard. Offensively, we've had our struggles the last couple of weeks. We've had some injuries on that side too, so we've had trouble finding our identity. But all the things we've been doing with our different packages, Coach Marsh has ready for us. Every kid that we've had has stepped up and done what we've asked them to do. And, we've got to keep on progressing and getting better and better. We've had some injuries on the offensive lines, and we've started two sophomores last week on the offensive line, which, if you know anything about the 6A West, it was pretty tough for those guys to go out. But they didn't back down from the challenge. They played hard, and we just got to keep getting better.
Yeah, it's people that don't know about Mountain Home, like both of us probably do. The history of Mountain Home, right? They've had their ups and downs. I talked it on the broadcast at Greenwood, getting ready to go to Mountain Home. Obviously our superintendent was at Mountain Home and had success there. But Mountain Home had a stretch after Shane Patrick was there where they were pretty bad, truthfully. They're a bad football team. One of the worst football programs in the state of Arkansas for a run of probably close to 10 years. And so there's been a process there that they had to be patient on in the growth of that program. And I know what kind of coach Airy is at Mountain Home. He was a friend of mine. I see it the same here. We got the same level of coach at Siloam Springs and yourself and your staff. And I think it's just one of those things you look at, people forget, okay, 28-game losing streak, hadn't won a game in such and such amount of time, hadn't mercy ruled someone since 2014 or 13, I think it was. So you're seeing these steps and these growths. It just takes time. You're still, when you play the number 1, number 2, number 3 team of the state, you're going to take some lumps.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. You know, and you want to go out there and you want to compete, which our kids did this last week, in particular on the defensive side of football. I agree with you. I think the injuries can play a role, but you look at the growth of the team, consistent growth of the team. Everyone just needs to be patient and understand that it is a process. Talking about the number 3, talking about number 1, number 3, number 2 team this week in Shiloh. How do you build on that? Because I think that everything is an opportunity. You know, when you play teams, we talked about that against Greenwood, playing the number 1 team of the state, it's an opportunity. So what are the positives you take? Let's not focus necessarily on the negatives. What are the positives you take from playing the top 3 teams in the state 3 weeks in a row?
Well, each one of those teams are different. So the schemes that our staff gets together to go and play these teams obviously sharpens us with the different things we're going to see down the road. So when we're seeing the best teams and have to play this scheme or that scheme or run this play or that play, it is making us better for the games down the road, obviously. But you know, it's allowed different players to get into different games because of the packages that we have. You know, obviously Shiloh's a different offense than Mountain Home, and so on and so forth. So with the things we're doing, it's allowed us to get more players on the field. It's to develop more backups to get ready in case someone goes down, you know, and all those things. So just each week in the challenge it presents allows us to do lots of different things and lots of moving parts within our program.
Talk a little bit about, you mentioned Jack was your player of the game this last week against Mountain Home. Talk about Jack and just the progression of, I've watched him here this season. I don't have just from my position as central office and HR director, I don't have a personal relationship with the kids over at the school, but I get to watch him though up top, and I have seen that young man progress as the season from the scrimmage to where he is now. I've seen great progression in him. Talk a little bit about Jack and just what he's done this season,
Well,
in particular against Mountain Home.
Jack was a returning all-conference player from last year, where he led us in interceptions last year during the season as a junior, and we felt as a staff over the offseason we was going to look at him in a different spot. We moved him to what's called our shark position, which is our hybrid linebacker type thing, because we had a little depth at safety. So he started out the season with that. The last couple of games he's played safety, and I think he's really kind of back in the spot he's more comfortable with, and I think you're seeing a lot better games out of him right now and a lot better tackling and breaking on the ball because he's kind of back to what he was doing. So we probably outcoached ourselves on some things like that, but he's just a fun kid to be around. He's a competitor. He wants to win. He hates to lose. But you know, he keeps coming to practice every day, and we do the things that we can do to try to make him a better player and a better human being.
Yeah, I see it. You know, I always feel like I'd rather have a kid that you go pull the leash back a little bit than I'd have to push him to turn up a gear. And Jack's not a kid that you have to ask him to turn up a gear.
No.
He plays hard all game and every game. I appreciate watching him out there through this first 2/3 of the season. Now moving forward, playing number 2 team in the state, Shiloh Christian, just down the road here in Springdale. Talk a little bit about Shiloh and what we're going to see at Shiloh.
Well, you know, Shiloh gives us a different challenge. Like we said, you know, they're known for throwing the football, and they do a great job with that. Defensively, they're pretty unorthodox. You know, they're one of those teams that gets up there and moves everybody around. You can't ever tell where they're coming from, stem their coverages, things like that. So our staff is doing a good job trying to go in, attacking this game plan with the things that they do to try to put them in a bad situation. You know, just well coached team, really good players. But you know, they're a team that sometimes starts out slow. So we're hoping we can go take advantage of that early in the ball game. We did that last year and kind of got after them. And so we're hoping that going into this week at Shiloh Christian, we can kind of give them some problems early.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. I like the mindset. We know that Shiloh is going to be a team that has got some skill. They're going to flip that ball around like Shiloh does, and it's going to be a good test for us, a good contest. Talk a little bit. So moving in, here we are. We've got 3 games left in the season. talk a little bit about guys that have kind of become leaders of this football team, guys that you've seen grown into that role. Some guys I'm sure that had leadership roles at the beginning of the year, but as a season, leaders are formed throughout the season. There's no doubt about that. So talk a little bit about the leadership of the team and some guys you've seen really grow.
Well, you hope every year that your seniors are your leaders, but we've got them in all different age groups coming through. Defensively, just right off the bat, Boaz Benson comes to mind with what he's done, not only on defense but on the whole team. He's been our leading tackler on defense. If you watch special teams, he's our deep snapper, and he's the first one down every time to make the tackle. This last game, he had to step in at quarterback, which we had packaged him at quarterback this year, but he pretty much got the whole playbook the second half because we had kind of worked him this summer on some 7-on-7 things. So he's been a real big leader for us to step up. Jackson Anderson, Cole Pittman. Jackson got hurt the last game, but he's been kind of our spiritual leader all through this season. Cole Pittman has stepped up at safety and had a really, really good season for us this year, and we're excited about him. And he's really transformed into a really good football player as well. Offensively, we're pretty young on that side of the ball. We're starting with a ninth grade quarterback with Titus, but we've kind of grown working things around him. And Mason has been our leading rusher this year. Ryan Estacio, we've made the move from after Lake Hamilton game to put him on offense to try to get him more carries at the tailback position. But there's just so many names and different identities that each one of those kids offer for our football team.
No, yeah, and a couple of those kids, you got, like you said, you're young. You've got some young kids that have stepped up on the offensive side of the football as well. Talk about now. So we talked about leaders. Let's talk about some of the young ones stepping up. So you got some, and they might be end up being some of our kids by the end of the year that have really molded into some of our better football players. But talk about some kids that have stepped up from being young guys, or maybe even some older guys. I know you mentioned about a undersized defensive lineman a couple times in the season that said, "What I got to do to play." But you got your Stoloviches over there at guard that's just a sophomore. Talk a little bit about the guys who are stepping up and growing.
Well, we in our Monday meeting we talked about how football is the ultimate team sport, and because you've got to have 11 guys that work together on each side of the ball and special teams to make us go. And when we have injuries and things like that happen, or someone's not performing as well as they can, we have to make changes. And one of the hardest things to do is to be a senior and to not be starting as a senior. And we've got a couple of those guys that weren't starting early. They were backups, but they stayed with it. Jackson Dobbs and Nixon Gomez were two guys right off the bat I can think of that weren't starting or had some injuries and things like that, and they have stayed with it, and now they're starting. Jackson had a really good game last week against Mountain Home. Nixon came in and had a saving tackle on a 4th down, which made a big play. Those two seniors, and their commitment. That's what you want. You want kids. You want to back up seniors with seniors. And sometimes football is not the instant gratification that you're always used to. So those guys stepping up, young guys. Marcus Smith played the whole game at corner last week as a sophomore. Did a really great job. He's also played offense for us. Cale has started now, 7 games on an offensive line, which is a big deal for a sophomore. Trevor Petticord got in on offensive line last week, which was real big for us. Adam Turner and Jaden Coleman and Dean Floyd are some other guys that have stepped up as sophomores. Dean playing Mike linebacker and Coleman being a kickoff returner and a tailback and a linebacker. So just lots of names of those young guys that are in that sophomore class, which is going to make us better in the future.
Here we are. We talked about kids stepping up. This week, obviously, we're going to have some kids step up. And one of the things I always found as far as a coach, there's always variables. We talked about the trip to Lake Hamilton. How do you grow from a trip? I think that there's always things learned. This week, there's a variable thrown at you. Your normal practice schedule is, Monday is your walkthrough day. You're basically putting out the game plan, getting the scouting report to the kids. Tuesday, Wednesday usually are your big practice days. Thursday is your polish day. We always call it perfect Thursdays. But this week's going to be a little bit different because of weather. So there's been some things switched up. So talk a little bit about this week, just the layout of the week for your program, top to bottom, and just the kind of how you prepare for that.
Well, coming into work yesterday, with the weather forecast and everything, there was a lot of buzz going around the state about, Friday night weather. It was supposed to be a lot of rain, downpour, and maybe some severe weather and thunderstorms with lightning. So some of the teams and administrators got together through in the area and moved some of the games. Some did not, just trying to figure out what was best for them. But our administration got together and decided we're going to move ours to Thursday night, but we're going to do it 7:30 because we had to move some junior high games, stuff like that. But that really kind of put a wrinkle in the week. We had practiced Monday and practiced early Tuesday, so today's a normal day for us. So we'll have to rearrange tomorrow a little bit and prepare for a game day travel as well. So one of those things you just got to do it on the run. But our kids are ready. We're in week 7. Pretty much when you get to this time of year, it's trying to do the things that you do and just get better at them. So we were able to adjust the schedule and where we can just go right into game day tomorrow.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that mentality. I know that's the mentality you'd have. Last couple questions. Here we are. We're going into the last quarter of the season, basically last little over a third of the season, and talk to us a little bit about how you look to grow with the football program, how you're going to use this last quarter of the season to springboard into the future of the program, and what you're looking for these last 3 games.
Well, these last 3 are very important. There's a lot of season left right now. Our conference is top heavy with a couple of teams at the top, but there's a lot going on from the 4 seed down. So with these last 3 weeks, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of teams that hadn't played some of the teams that we've played the last 3 weeks, which is going to make it look a lot different. So that's what we've been talking about with our kids is, you've got to get to the last part of the season and get there mentally and physically right, just because we can shake some stuff up toward the end of the season. So, we're going to go play Shiloh this week and do our best and get after them and, reap the benefits of a great week of practice. And then next week we're going to come back and get ready for Russellville, which is senior night. It's always a big deal to play your last game in your home stadium. So to be able to do that with here against Russellville, a team, that has not won a game this year that we think we can get after. And then, after those 2 games, you got a chance at the end of the season to win a game and get in the playoffs. So lots left to play for. We've really worked real hard on keeping the kid focused one game at a time, but also knowing that there's a future with the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I like it. One of the things that you have to look at, obviously we're focused on Shiloh Christian, but there really is, you look at the big picture as coaches, you always do. You go out, you compete against Shiloh Christian, chips fall where they may fall. There has been plenty of upsets in the world of football. Yeah. Every week they happen. And I remember last year we competed well with Shiloh Christian last year. And so I believe we'll go out there. I'm excited about Thursday night or tomorrow night, I guess, and go out there and compete. And then the last 2 weeks, continue to compete to get into the playoffs. So you broke a little bit. This is the last question I have for you because the conference is a great conference. You talked a bit about the 3 teams you predict to get into the semifinals, 3 of the 4 teams. Talk a little bit about the layout of the conference and just where the chips are lying right now.
Well, Greenwood and Van Buren are setting the top right now with being 4-0. Van Buren's 4-0, but they've got to go through the gauntlet we just went through these next 3 weeks, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Lake Hamilton has got one win. Southside's got 1 win, in the conference. So those are 2 teams that are kind of still battling out. Us and Russellville still don't have one. Mount Home's still got to play Greenwood. So there's a lot of good football games left in the conference going out. So the way it is right now, I would say, is not the way it's going to finish. So every week is a big game. Every week we look at the matchups to say, ooh, where are they playing at? Who's playing who? I want that, and injuries for everybody starts mounting up. So, the teams that we saw during these weeks may look different week 9 and 10 for somebody else. So it's going to be interesting to see the 6A West. And this is the toughest 6A conference in the state. 3 of the 4 teams last year was in the semis from our conference, and both teams in the finals were from our conference.
Coach, just wrapping it up. We want to welcome everybody tonight to Springdale, Arkansas, here at Champion Stadium at Shiloh Christian. We were in week 8 of the season against the to Shiloh Christian Saints. Big opportunity coming in. Here we are, we're in a stretch where we played the number 1 team in the state, the number 3 team in the state, now the number 2 team in the state. Guys, I don't think there's anybody that's playing a tougher stretch here, 3 games than what we've seen Siloam Springs play, the top 3 teams in the state of Arkansas. And, doing the coaches show this week with Doug Lockridge, I think that he said it best. I think that these 3 teams will be 3 teams that'll compete for the state championship in 6A football. Really a great, what we talked about it at Greenwood, a great opportunity for us to grow as a program and young men facing the best in the state. And that's how we got to look at it tonight. We've got some injuries tonight that will change some things up. But you guys saw that. I missed last week. Missed you guys. I know you guys heard from a lot of people that you guys did a great job here last week. And you guys saw had to make a quarterback change last week with the freshman Titus Benson having to step out with an injury. But we won't have to change the last name because big brother Boaz Benson will be playing that quarterback position. Let you guys talk a little bit about what you saw last week.
Yes, yeah, that Boaz came in and playing both sides of the ball, great energy, made plays on both sides, and looking forward to him having a week under his belt, getting some practice reps in. Obviously, that was unexpected, and man, the sky's the limit for him.
Oh, it really is. Hey, good start right there. Field position good, starting on the 22-yard line. Positive things right out of the gate for us.
Absolutely. Landon Sabatini on the reception, but he fell down on about the 22-yard line. So Shiloh Christian won the toss. They elected to receive. Panthers will send their defense out. Here to start the game against the fairly potent offense from Shiloh Christian.
One thing I will say, and I like pointed out, when I'm at a Siloam Springs game at our place, we definitely carry a lot better crowd than I look across at Shiloh Christian right now. We're definitely winning the battle of fans from a home standpoint. But we know that Shiloh Christian is a great offense, a great program, a storied program. It's a game tonight for us to compete in this ball game. We're going to have to play some perfect football.
And off to Huckabee up the middle. He's going to make it out to about the 39-yard line for a first down.
Moving ahead for a Shiloh Christian first down.
The Saints, led by quarterback Cole Creighton. He's a junior. He's going to hand it off again. That's a great tackle there made by Boaz Benson and Avery Rattler.
You're going to see this out of Shiloh. They're going to be a tempo offense, very similar to what we saw 2 weeks ago against Greenwood. They're not a complex offense. They're only running a few plays, but they're running well, and they're looking at defensive linemen. They're looking at box count, how many bodies in the box. They're going to run and pass based off of that.
Creighton take the snap. Jake Bodenstein going to motion. Empty set. Back to pass. He's being roughed out of the pocket. That pass is high.
Isaac, good pressure on the quarterback right there. Made a good play.
Yeah, it was a good play by the quarterback. Rolled out right. We talk about it sometimes as far as that defensive end's got to get that upfield pressure to that top shoulder, not allow that guy to get outside the pocket there. But it was good effort by our defensive line there.
Creighton on the screen pass. That's out to Chandler Kemp. He's going to be tackled at the 32-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we've got a face mask over there on that side as well. It's either a face mask or a horse collar. Shiloh's even running a little bit faster than what Greenwood did tempo-wise. They're going to try to, they are set to snap that ball faster than what you can line up. It makes the defense really play vanilla. You're so focused on just getting set. It makes the defense just get in their base and live in their base, which is the purpose of going fast like that.
After the penalty, it's first down for the Saints. Ball on the 17-yard line. It's Creighton. Let's take the snap. We're going to hand it up the middle.
They got a hole back here.
Yeah.
Eddie Renderos on a good tackle. Flags flying everywhere, though.
Flag on the play.
Looked like we had a hold over here on their left tackle. I'm not sure. We'll see what they call.
For the Panthers on the tackle.
looks like they're walking it off. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, the big left tackle looked like he had a lot of cloth on the play, but it's going to be offsetting.
Penalties offset. Replay first down.
You know, we're going to be in situations in the game where, and that's an effort play. It's not something that is undisciplined necessarily. It's an effort play. Kid trying to make a play on the ball, get a little bit of hand on the face mask, and go get that penalty. There's not anymore in high school football. There's not a 5 and a 15. It's just 15. But a big penalty for us right there as far as an offsetting. Had a chance to get him in a hole a little bit.
Saints going to run a little reverse pass. He's got a man in the end zone, and he bobbled it. They're going to say he caught it there in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Saints.
One thing you're going to see out of this offense is they will have some razzle-dazzle as far as what they do. Shiloh's known for that. I actually coached with their offensive coordinator, Brian Davis, at one time, a guy that coached at Bentonville, does a good job at Shiloh. He's going to be calling the plays tonight on offense and show a little razzle-dazzle out of the gate. A little reverse pass, safety coming and filling down the alley on a reverse. You got to have that backside rotation over the top. We didn't get it.
Trying a little trickery again on the two-point conversion, and it's going to be good. So the Saints run a little swinging gate after their first score. That makes it 8-0 Shiloh.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Boaz back. I didn't get a chance to see it last week. You guys talked about it though on the way over here in pregame. By the way, I got to tell everybody back home. I went with a couple weeks ago. Coach couldn't go with Coach Lloyd and I. Coach Stewart couldn't go with Coach Lloyd and I down to where were we at? To Greenwood. Couldn't go with each other, so I'm trying to serve the guys, giving them a chance to eat where they want. I said, Coach Lloyd, where you want to eat? He chooses Cheddar's. I appreciate that. Cheers, good. We asked Coach Stewart tonight. He gets to choose where he gets to eat. Hey, what's he tell us? Cracker Barrel. I think I got to eat at Cracker Barrel in 1997 with my grandparents, but it was a good spot tonight that we ate Cracker Barrel.
I love it.
But anyway, on the way over here at dinner tonight, we got to talk a little bit about Boaz and what he did last week, and just the athlete that he is and the competitor he is, really playing every snap of the game as a defensive lineman and now stepping in tonight as a quarterback. It is the situation. It's part of the game of football. It's next man up. You wish the best for kids that are injured. You don't want anybody to get injured, but it has to be that mentality of next man up.
Eastwood is going to pooch it down to about the 20-yard line. Freddie Renderos is going to be out of bounds at about the 21-yard line.
It's one we need to probably field in the air because that ball hits the ground. You just don't know what's going to happen there, especially with that short run. Trying to pin Siloam to the sideline. It's a good kick, very similar to what we did to them.
Yeah. I'll admit I do like Cracker Barrel.
Hey, Coach, I enjoyed what I ate. I had to give you, if I was going to get something on Coach Stewart, I knew I needed to do it on live radio because he's.
That's right. Every former player listening right now is giggling.
Boaz Benson back to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Mason Short off the right side. Mason Short finds a little
I like
crease.
seeing that. Good stuff.
They're in an odd front. They're kicked a little bit to our strength up top, and they're playing 2 5s, wide 5s right there. I hope they stay in that. We will run the football, and it's something that we've been able to do consistently throughout the year. There's a big run on first down. I mean, this first drive, we need to move the football.
Yep.
You got to think the run game is going to be important today. Boaz Benson, he did throw the ball about 12 times last week, but he's going to be more of a mobile quarterback today. It's Shiloh showing blitz. Boaz is going to take the snap. That's Estacio off the left side. And he's got a crease. He makes it out to the 36-yard line. It's back-to-back run plays for the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't see Shiloh standing defensively what they're doing right here. They're trying to get a little cute. They got 2 defensive linemen, 2 guys standing up, and that's what it is. It's not sound football, truthfully. Now, Shiloh Christian's going to be a good football team. I'm not insulting them, but they've got 2 4 eyes up there, and two guys standing up, and we got underneath them and got around the edge. Got a run, got a first down.
Trips right for the Panthers. Boaz is going to roll out to his right.
Got him.
He's going to throw on the run. That pass is going to be dropped. That was intended for Ryan Estacio.
Yeah, it's a kid. Hey, that's a good ball by Boaz coming out of his hand. It did look coming out of his hand. We missed I think he had that second level read. Corner squatted. It's just a little flood concept, corner squat. That might have been a smash concept, actually, and the kid ran it flat out of that. And the corner route there, the flat corner route was open. But heck, we've got a defensive lineman at quarterback right now, and what we have at quarterback right now is an athlete, a really, really I love the heart of this kid and how he's competing and playing.
2nd and 10, ball in 36. Boaz takes the snap. He hands off to
Good.
and he's going to be wrapped up. He moves his feet. They're going to call forward progress at the 37-yard line.
One thing you never had to question Mason Short on is going to be his effort. We've talked about it all season long. Young man has a forward lean to him and is constantly getting positive yardage even after contact. Does a good job on the outside zone play, the wide zone play. We really, we've had some struggles the last couple weeks on offense. Have played, obviously, 2 of the top 3 teams in the state, and now the number 2 team in the state. You're going to see some of that. But we'd love to get that running game going tonight. Picked up a big first down. Let's see what we can do here on 3rd down.
Trips left, Benson. He takes the snap. He's rolling out to his left. He's got Stuart Schwaninger. That pass is caught at the 41-yard line, but it's not enough for the first down.
We're going to see. I think we're going to punt. That's right, move right. I'm going to tell everybody, we talked about it. I encourage people, if you get a chance to watch the coach's show and listen to Coach Lockridge and his message and what he's sharing, when you build something, it's a process. And I've reiterated that multiple times. We've reiterated that multiple times up here on the live stream. You got to remember a 28-game losing streak. You got to remember not winning multiple years, not winning a home game. This year we've won 2. We're going to go after that first conference win this year and really have a chance here the last few weeks to compete, because the way the standings are, we're not out of the mix. You win 2 of the last 3 games, and it's not there's a possibility of winning 2 of the last 3. You got one of those games next week in Russellville. Hadn't won a game all season long in conference play. A game that's a big game. Obviously, we're focused here tonight against Shiloh Christian. Great punt, way to flip the field. But this season, we are in a position to compete, and I have no doubt after listening to Coach Lockridge, that's exactly what they're going to do. You feel that tonight, even on the sideline. You can see the boys. We are competing, we're fighting, and I like it.
So 1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball on the 13-yard line. We're going to have a procedure penalty, I believe.
Guys, big moment. I don't know if the fans at home can hear it, but we had a cowbell right there. It got me fired up.
Yeah.
But we got a cowbell for the Siloam Springs defense.
Hey, I like the cowbells. Unless you're at Mississippi State.
Exactly. Too many cowbells.
My brother is the assistant head coach at Ole Miss, special teams coordinator, and I'm traveling Saturday to go watch the Oklahoma game. And I've been to a couple of Mississippi State games, and you close your eyes tonight and hear those cowbells at Mississippi State.
As Creighton takes a snap, he's going to hand it up off the middle. That's Griffin Mason on the carry. He's going to make it out to about the 18-yard line. Saints going quick. Creighton's going to roll out to his right. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to slide down about the 22-yard line. So that will be a first down. Panthers have a player down. And that's Cole Pittman.
That's a kid we don't want to lose right now. This kid's really grown and had a good season this far in Pittman. We're a little beat up in the secondary right now. Just and have been the last couple of weeks, and it's shown when you play some underclassmen out there. Really started out the season strong in our secondary with Lockridge and Bowerman having a great start to the season. Pittman's a kid that Coach actually talked about. I asked him, who are some kids that you're seeing growing and stepping up? And then you see that in the game. It doesn't matter really if it's football, basketball, baseball. We've talked many a times about it. It's about growth of players, and we've seen some of these young guys really grow as football players with a bright future. You hate to see him laying down there on the ground. So he's hopping up, though. Struggling a little bit, put some weight on there. But as always, we're not going to talk about from up here, wonder what's going on with an injury. But we definitely want the health for Mr. Pittman.
Saints offense makes its way back on the field. Creighton and Mason in the backfield as Creighton's going to throw it. A little screen. He's got a lot of area ahead of him. He's going to cross 40, across the 30, and he's going to be into the end zone. That was Chandler Kemp.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily have numbers out there. We actually had a hat for our hat. Scheme-wise, we were sound. The kid just made a good play, good athlete, got around the corner, didn't keep outside contained, and took it to the house. But it's going to be tonight. It's going to be a night where it's going to come down to individual plays and making those plays right there. We didn't make the play, but here they go to the swinging gate again. They'll call a timeout. Not happy with what they're in, maybe personnel-wise. Yep. Did they call a timeout there?
I'm not real sure.
I don't know why the play clock didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That play clock should have been running already. They didn't start it until they allowed Shiloh to get players on and off. But
Eastwood's kick is good. And that'll bring it to 15-0 here. 7:05 to go in the first quarter.
If the fans at home can hear the wind blowing across our microphones, but we are old school tonight up on top of the press box.
It brings me back to the days, Coach, of where I played growing up. You know, where I grew up, it was like one old, they truly called it the crow's nest, because, and you had that old ladder on the back, and yeah, you climbed up the pole, right, to get up in the box. But we have a little bit of that over here. I kind of like it, truthfully. I'm not against a home team I'm okay with the visitor team not getting the best seat in the house. Definitely it's their house. We got it over here, and truthfully I'd rather sit over here with our people and not with theirs. But I'm happy about this. This is a beautiful place, and it's a great opportunity for our boys here tonight.
Eastwood is going to kind of pooch it. That's Blake.
Big Blake. Good catch. Good hands by the big man.
Was good.
Held on to it right there. Pretty good collision.
Big old boy right there. Kind of a unique deal tonight, playing on a Thursday night. Obviously, big rain coming tomorrow night. I appreciate our athletic director, Coach Turner, working with their athletic director, their head football coach, and getting this thing to a Thursday night. So we're standing up top. It probably wouldn't be real pleasant to rain tomorrow night, but most of Northwest Arkansas has switched to playing football tonight on Thursday night.
A little different look from the offense as Freddie Renderos takes a snap at the quarterback position, and he's going to hand it off up the middle.
Good patience on that run, kind of weaved in and out there.
Yeah, it's right there. It's a modern day version of the power I. You got two fullbacks to the side of the quarterback. Obviously, old school power I, you're underneath center, but you got two fullbacks in there, a tailback and a running quarterback. Really, you got four guys in the backfield that can all run the football. The best defense against Shiloh Christian is a good offense, and we need to keep them off the field as much as possible. They're a team that's going to score on everybody in the state, including Greenwood, like they have.
Renderos is going to hand it to Short.
Nice.
Great move by Mason Short.
Foot in the dirt right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, Mason Short's a good running back. I'm telling you, Short would play on any team in the conference. I really do believe that. He's a kid that is a good football player, and I'm glad he's a Panther. Big boys up front are doing a good job. The first two possessions, got a couple first downs here. Moving the football, get a little rhythm. We'll see what happens. I'm going to tell you, in my career, 22 years of being around football, I really have not had a situation where I've seen a defensive lineman coming in at quarterback. But I'll tell you, Benson, he doesn't look bad back there. You know, he hadn't taken a ton of reps, but he looks the part. Even in warm-up, he looked the part of flipping the football around.
Yep.
Really proud of him. You know, some kids will get that big eyes as far as I think he's here to compete. I really like the young man, how he comes every Friday night with, running after the football with a lot of passion and loves the game of football, you can tell.
So Boaz is back in at quarterback. He hands it off to Mason Short for a gain of 1. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9. May see a few quarterbacks tonight. Boaz Benson, Freddie Renderos, Jack O'Brien may be out there in Wildcat. But right now it's Benson. He hands it to Short. It's a spin move, but it's going to be for a loss of about 1 yard on the play.
Good job by Mason there, making the first 2 guys miss.
Yep.
I can see Jackson Bray down there, offensive line coach. He wasn't happy there as far as what happened on that side of the line. But let's see what we do here on 3rd down. 3rd and long. It's really the down that we got to try to avoid, stay out of. That's speaking of the obvious here. I'm preaching to the choir. But our offense is not a 3rd and long offense. Most offenses aren't. See what we do. Who's our quarterback right now? Is it O'Brien?
Boaz rolls out to his left. He's going to dump it to Stewart. That's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, had pressure on the throw. Did a good job to get rid of the football. Made a safe throw right there.
So it's 4th and 11. Panthers show that they're going for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mason Short just drops back and punts it. But
That's what did we do? They're using timeout over there.
yeah, they are. Shiloh Saints take a
They got 12 guys on the field.
I thought, yes.
They had 12 guys 12 men on the field. We snapped the football there. It's a 1st down. Actually, it might have been a 5-yard. Maybe a 5-yard penalty. It'd still be in a punting situation.
We referred to you as the expert last week. I put Tillery on Coach Tillery was on the spot for some offensive football rules throughout the night. He passed with flying colors. He really did. I think Google was used, but we expect, you are the expert.
Well, I haven't been called an expert in very many things in my life.
Good.
But, I will tell you, I have enjoyed, really, and I went straight to you guys at the beginning of the year and asked you guys to join when with this live stream situation because it's been enjoyable. I've had a lot of fun working with both of you. And, obviously, Coach Lloyd, I've known you for a while, but Coach Stewart, really getting to know you this year. I've said it over and over again. We're very blessed to have both you guys leading young men in our school, and we've got 2 seasons ahead of us that I'm really excited about. And obviously, the next step in basketball, we're going to talk about that tonight, and then baseball after that. So there's positive things happening at Siloam Springs. It's just going to take time. People have to understand that when it comes to football. It is a numbers game, and it is a growth thing that just takes time.
Good job, Mason. Oh, we got it.
Yeah, you got a piece of it.
Ball is tipped. It's still going to get a good Panther roll. Off to the 38. Good job handling the high snap. We do have a flag on the play.
Ball was tipped. It's not going to be roughing the kicker.
Panthers down the football at the 34-yard line.
Once that ball's tipped, that punter's live. Ended up being a 25-yard punt, which we're very fortunate right there. Could have been a bad situation as far as
something happened. There's a dog pile there. I was watching the football.
I was too.
But when I turned back, there was something.
Yeah, the snapper cannot be touched as far as until he releases. That snapper is not live.
Yes.
He's in a vulnerable situation there as far as in that position as far as snapping the football. He's not live. And what happens is a lot of teams will.
Is that a 10?
It's a 15 yard penalty.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get the football back. Yeah, that's
Great job.
It's a live ball foul.
All right.
But what happens is teams are going to try to jam that snapper. Now, is that Benson that's snapping the football for us, isn't it? I think it is. I think Benson's our snapper. You get an athletic kid that gets a free release, and it really helps you in the punt game, especially with Mason Short. If you watched him all season long, he doesn't just do a good job of getting distance on his punts, but he also gets a lot of air in his punts. Not very many returnable punts.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Boaz.
Got him.
He looks for Jack O'Brien, who fights.
It's a really good job by Jack.
Really good job breaking it up.
Turn it into being a defensive player. They might have got away with a little bit of offensive.
A little bit underthrown.
Hey, but you know what? I like. We talked about Jack. Jack was the player of the game last week against Mountain Home. He's a young man that I have seen throughout the year. I feel like he's competed and has grown as a player throughout the year, and I'm really pleased. Coach really went into detail last week and what he did as far as receptions, and I think he had a big interception last week as well.
Yep.
It's a positive player, kid that I'm really happy with. Now here's the deal. It looks really silly on film. What happens is when you got a kid that hasn't been playing quarterback, and I'm not putting this on Benson at all, but you got a blind motion where you're motioning away, and that's all about rhythm on a snap count. And so that kid's been used to, the 3 has been used, who is that running
Mason
the motion?
Short.
Yeah,
Short's,
Mason,
Short's
yeah.
been hearing that snap count all year long with
Yes.
Titus. He's running blind away from the quarterback, and Big Benson's in there, and it's just a little different. And you're going to get things like that, especially on a blind motion, which is,
Yep.
I mean, a blind motion's a good thing. It's not it's not like it's a poor call, but just those kind of things happen. People from at home watching is like, what are you doing? But they don't understand what really is happening here.
2nd and 15. Boaz rolls out to his left. He throws the ball up. That's Hudson Lockridge. That's going to fall incomplete.
Benson's pass again falls incomplete.
It's going to bring up another 3rd and long.
Hudson Lockridge. Sauber on the defense for the Saints. It's 3rd down.
I wouldn't mind going back to the basically a post-up basketball term with O'Brien or Stu against the smaller cornerback.
Yeah, he's a kid I'd definitely go after. I don't know that he's just an unbelievable athlete down here in the bottom either. I think we got kids that are just as athletic as he is.
We're going to hand it off to Mason Short.
I do like that.
He's going to make it to about the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. Imagine Siloam Springs would probably go for it.
What an interesting situation right here. Yeah, it looks like they are going to go for it. Yeah, you don't have anything to lose. You go out here and compete. Roll the dice out and see where they land. Shiloh's going to bring heat. Right now we're rolling out a lot as far as with Benson, I understand. I mean, the rollout throw is easier for the big man. But let's see what they do. Right now they're playing straight cover 0, no safety help.
Within 3 yards.
I like this right here. We got
The play clock went down to 0. Siloam has called timeout right there before the play clock hit 0. So there will be no delay game. It's still going to bring 4th and 10 after the timeout. Coach Morris got a chance to look at how they're going to line up defensively. And you don't see that very often, Coach. You had 11 guys within 3 yards of the football.
Yeah, they're fixing to bring the house.
Yeah.
They're playing straight cover 0, which as a former offensive play caller, I got to tell you, I'd be licking my chops if somebody played cover 0 on a 4th and 11 look. But they believe they're going to get to the quarterback faster than we get rid of it. And I do understand sometimes you call a defense based on personnel and what you're seeing. But I'm going to tell you, I think Benson can throw the ball. He has the ability to throw the ball down the field. He really just has a natural touch as far as flipping the football out there. And O'Brien is an athletic enough kid. You got big boy out here on the edge. Help me out, guys. Swaniger.
Big Stu.
Stu is fully capable of going up and catching the football. Now they're dropping back 2 safeties.
Boaz is going to pump it and throw it. What a play. Oh, just dropped by Mason Short. Great play design. Great ball by Boaz Benson. Panthers.
I think he scores on that one. I think he beats that one kid.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
I don't disagree. They were that time they went from cover 0, dropped their safeties back there in a cover 2 look. Both corners squatted. We ran verticals on our smash concepts and ran the beater up the middle. So the safeties ran with the smash and the beater was wide open because the backer didn't carry him. Just good throw though. I think Mason would love to have another chance at that.
Yep.
It's a good concept.
So Shiloh will take over on the 44-yard line. Little motion. Zane Sluter in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to Griffin Mason. He's going to go up the middle. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. That was Isaac Calderon on the tackle. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Stop the Panthers.
It's Creighton. He's going to play action. He's going to throw the deep ball.
Yeah,
He does have a man with a step, and he's dropped. Great effort there by Marcus Smith.
You know, you coach your quarterback and coach your receivers, especially on the go route. you always tell your quarterback if he's even, he's leaving. Because that DB's in the back pedal, he's flipping his hips. Your receivers, when he gets even hipped with that kid, he's got to step on him. And he had a step there, but it's a really good job of recovery and popping that ball out. And again, compete till the play's over. I like it. I like what we're seeing here. We're getting down close to the end of the first quarter. It's 15-0, but we still are competing. Had a chance there that last possession. I think, Coach Stewart, I think you're exactly right. I think he catches that football. I think he houses it because I do think that Mason is actually probably a better athlete than their secondary is. I think overall he's a tough kid to tackle in open field.
I must have missed it, but they did have a penalty on Siloam, which will give Shiloh a first down.
On the previous play, it was Marcus Smith on the defense for the Panthers. That'll be a first down for Shiloh Christian.
So
You got two guys on. You got an ineligible player up top, but it's basically an unbalanced look, and that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of the unbalanced look.
Pass complete to Zane Sluter.
Again, we got a sophomore corner up top. That's something he'll learn as he progresses. They've got two guys on the ball. Basically, what they're doing is we're getting an extra hat over there in the blocking scheme. Down here at the bottom.
Shiloh going fast. They're going to hand it up the middle. We do have another flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a illegal substitution here. I think we had 12 guys on the field, but they'll decline that. Yeah, he's waving it off. Moving the ball.
There's no foul.
First and 10, ball on the 24. It's Cole Creighton and Griffin Mason in the backfield. Mason off the left side. He's tackled by Isaiah Balesh. That will be a first down for the Saints. Ball on the 13. Shiloh going quick. Creighton hands it to Mason. He's going to cut back and he's going to find the end zone.
It's my favorite. It is my favorite formation in football right there. You got a tight end up top. Down here, they're motioning back into trips, so it puts a defense in a bind. It makes a defense. Do I defend the trips by getting enough men out here on the perimeter, especially with all the quick screen game they do? They put an extra hat to create a bigger surface on the top side with the tight end, and it puts a lot of pressure, on the defense. It's a good formation, good play by Shiloh Christian there. I want to remind everybody, we talked about it a little bit about it at the coaches show a few weeks ago. Talked about it at Greenwood. Greenwood, number 1 of the team in the state. Now Shiloh Christian, number 2 team in the state, and they will not be after this year in our conference or even in our level of 6A football anymore. Greenwood's bumping down to 5A, and Shiloh Christian will be forced due to the rules of the AAA private schools that get so many points based off of championships or being in the championships get pushed up a level. So Shiloh Christian next year will be competing in the 7A West, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the 7A West. I will say, coaching at that level, they don't have the boys up front that look like 7A West kids up front. Now, it's a great scheme and a great system, and I think they'll still compete, but not necessarily the same athlete they're going to see up top. But they will both be out of our conference, and 2 teams coming in. We know, looks like Southwest Little Rock, which is probably the worst as of right now the last 4 years, really at the bottom, have not this year. Obviously, we won our 2 games this year. They have not. We'll happily welcome them into the conference. And then it's the toss-up between, I think, Little Rock Catholic or maybe Benton, who Benton is a team that has had success in 6A football.
Panthers are going to muff the kick, and the Saints are going to recover. So the pooch kick by Eastwood is successful. Panthers will be forced to send the defense back out.
On a good note, Cole Pittman back in the game. Looks like he's worked that knee issue out.
Happy to see that.
It'll be Shiloh ball, first and 10 at the 38-yard line of the Panthers.
Shiloh takes over. Ball on 38. 1:46 to go here in the first quarter. Empty set for Creighton. He's going to throw it out. Looks like a
Double pass.
Bodenstein's going to throw it deep, and that ball is going to be caught down at the 13-yard line.
Again, an unbalanced look. Got two guys on the line of scrimmage. One of them's ineligible on the inside. They had 5 receivers down here at the bottom, one of them being ineligible. Good play by Shiloh.
Creighton's pass is caught down to the 8-yard line.
Creighton's pass completed to Slider. Jackson Dobbs on the stop for the Panthers. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Creighton hands it to Mason up the middle.
Griffin Mason on the carry for the Saints.
For another
Mason on
first
the
down.
stop for the Panthers.
So 1st and goal for the Saints. Ball on the 3-yard line. Mason's going to take it again, and he's going to power into the end zone.
Mason on the carry, and that's another Shiloh Christian.
Yeah, as a coach, you're going to challenge your kids. And you're going to say right now, you're going to make a choice. And the choice is going to be, there's only one choice, and that's to compete. And I have no doubt that's what the message is going to be here on the sideline as we finish second quarter here coming up, going into halftime. It will be, we're going to compete. We're going to keep fighting. That's who we are, and I do believe that's who Coach Lockridge is, that's who his staff is, and that's who the people of Siloam are. I think that they are a bunch of fighters, and I fully expect us to continue to compete here going into the second quarter.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 58 of Shiloh. Siloam is going to take the penalty on the kick.
Kind of taunting foul there at the end. Something that I've seen it multiple times already out here tonight from Shiloh Christian. Something that will catch up in a big game. These 15-yard penalties in a big game for them, it could catch up to them as the season progresses. Something I'm sure they're going to try to work on and fix.
The extra point from Eastwood is good. It's 29-0 here in the first quarter. As the Panthers have a chance to get good field position. Shiloh has pooched the first 3 kicks. We didn't buff the last one, but a chance to get some momentum going on offense. If we can get the ball right around midfield, we'll see what Shiloh does here on kickoff.
We try to highlight the school. We try to highlight positive things that are going on. I get a chance as HR director to get to see some amazing people in Siloam Springs. And I'm going to talk about 2 of my people of our people that are on our team on the HR department. That's Stacy Branson and Holly Marion. I'll tell you what, I know when I took this job, I knew right away that I was blessed to get to work with 2 individuals like this that have a servant's heart. And you will not find anybody that has anything negative to say about those 2 and what they do for our district.
Yeah, I agree. They help a lot of people every single day.
Yes, they do. And they're all about making a difference. You're exactly right, Coach Lloyd. We got a good starting field position here, starting out on the 42-yard line. I'd like to see old Boaz run the football here and see what he does. Get him running downhill. Big boys. He's probably mid-230s, maybe 240 pounds, 6'2", 6'3" kid. Just a big athletic kid.
So Boaz, at quarterback, he's surrounded by Short and Anastasio. 3 really good running backs in the backfield. Shiloh shows blitz. Vincent's going to hand it to Short up the middle. He's going to be stuck for a loss of a yard.
I think it's one of those things that I actually think you go on a quick count when they get in that 2 look, that 2 down lineman look, and they're stunting. You catch them in that stunt with a quick count. Let's see if we go to that as the game progresses.
Hike it while they're running backwards.
Yeah, as soon as you come to the ball, it's just immediately first down.
Anastasio off the left side. He's going to cross the 40 up to the 42-yard line.
Mason did a good job, blocked 2 guys, and then carried the ball handler for a yard.
Big physical, athletic kid.
It's going to be the last play of the first quarter. We're going to flip the field here.
That's the end of the first quarter with the Saints leading.
Yeah, I think, Coach Stewart, it's kind of like seeing a ball go through the hoop, right? We see one go in. Decent.
Yes, you're exactly right. And we've said it before, we need 1 or 2 good plays and stack them up. Stack up some good plays.
I agree. Everything in sports is about rhythm. It really doesn't matter what you're playing. It is about rhythm. Right now, one of the things in order to get a rhythm in offense is about getting those first downs and getting yourself a chance to have positive plays. And when positive plays happen, confidence builds and more things happen. Gets the defense on their heels a little bit. Right now, Shiloh Christian is playing downhill and has us on our heels, obviously, right now. Let's see what we do here on 3rd and long.
Trips right. And we're going to have a false start.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
The secondary all lined up. Wasn't really an umbrella, but they all backed up, gave us what?
Yeah, they're playing
12 yards.
They're going to that 5 DB look, that middle safety.
Yeah. Is that basically an umbrella?
Yeah, I mean,
you hear
it's
that?
umbrella concept, but
Yeah.
at the same time, so many teams in college football, you'll see it on a 3rd and long situation. What that does is that play that we ran earlier with the smash concept, with the T split down the middle with Mason that we missed earlier, it takes that play away a little bit.
Boaz is going to throw it to Hudson Lockridge. That ball is caught at the 42. That'll bring up 4th down.
I like it.
We can snap the football right now. They're going to have way too many guys on the field.
They're gonna
See if
call
we can get
timeout.
set, and they do. Siloam got the punt team coming.
It's odd how many kids they're switching to their punt receive team there. Like that looked like
They're playing 2 different groups for sure.
2 whole groups. I don't know if I've seen that very often. Usually it's 2 or 3, 4 kids.
Usually on punt return team, it's going to be your defense, and then you're just
There you
running.
go.
You're
Yeah.
going to run in your return man. Sometimes
That's
you hope-
odd,
you
yeah.
hope to have that. Even at the college level, you consistently see your defense oftentimes staying on the field quite a bit.
Tucker Barnum will present to them Shiloh Christian football helmets in appreciation for their support of the 2025 football season. Again, that's Mr.
Might be
Sparky
punting here
DeClaire
now.
Aiden,
Yeah.
a legendary sponsor, and Bassett Home Furnishings, Lee and Kevin Farmer, elite sponsors. We are grateful to all of our sponsors who recognize that their generosity helps us provide an amazing experience for you and our athletes. Thank you to these sponsors.
Panthers do send out the punt team. Cohen Beach back to receive for the Saints. Mason short, snap is good, kick is away, and it's going to bounce and roll all the way down to the Shiloh 8-yard line. We got a flag on the play,
You
Coach.
got to hold here on their gunner right here, or on our gunner. They're going to call it on Shiloh Christian.
half the distance and
Get them pinned deep. They'll be down there on the 8-yard
way
line.
down there.
We really encourage everybody next week. It's a big football game for us at Siloam Springs. Really, I know the people that are listening back home that didn't make a trip over here to Shiloh Christian. We need a big fan base next weekend. Really, I haven't ever seen it where we didn't have people show up in a massive wave for our football team on any Friday night. So I fully expect next week against Russellville for it to be that huge football game for us. A situation where I do think that we'll be in a position to win that football game. Their head football coach is a guy that I've had the opportunity to coach against at different schools, and he does a good job of especially on the defensive side of the football. When I saw him, they're struggling at Russellville right now. It's an opportunity for us to get a big win. First conference win, I believe, in 4 years at Siloam Springs, and be a big step for our program and put us up for Week 10 to play for an actual playoff berth if we win next weekend.
Panthers stopped short on first down. Bring up second down. Senior night next week, correct, Coach?
Yes, that's right. Senior night next week. Man, you want to honor these kids. You just got to know what these kids, the heart they put into this game. Not talking just tonight, but I'm talking about in general. It's a sacrifice for a young man to commit to being an athlete. And there's the perks that come with it, but people only usually see the perks. They don't see all the sacrifice that comes through being a part of something that you got to be committed to, like the level you do in athletics. Coach, talk a little bit, Coach Stewart, if you would talk a little bit about, how for a coach, that senior night sometimes it's bittersweet sometimes, kids that you really become your sons. I mean,
Yes, it is. It's a special night. It can be a very emotional night. But like you said, all those hours that you put in preparation and practice and knowing each other well, and I think coursing through all of that is the relationship and the fun aspect of the hard work that you put in, and so those are happy but sad nights, and I've been through a lot of them, and it's good to see them out there and the parents, and but you're right, special night.
Yeah, it's a deal. I know, Coach Lloyd, you've been through the same thing in all your years of coaching. You're no rookie coach. You've seen it as far as kids come and go, as far as in your program. And, it goes by so fast. Kids feel like they're going to have so long to play ball, but in a blink of the eye, it's over. It's just, I remember so many nights on a Friday night, that last Friday night, walking off the field and realizing they're going to move on. It's kind of almost a weird, it's at times almost awkward because they move on and you feel it's kind of unnatural because something that you didn't think would end, the kid doesn't think the end, it does end.
Yep.
That's why you preach what you preach about the hard work and the commitment that comes to it.
Oh.
Ball's incomplete.
Great effort by number 3 there from Shiloh. Coach, I think you're right, and I think it's for a lot of kids in that maturing and growing phase, it's the first time where they get to that senior graduation or senior night, and all of a sudden something did all of a sudden sneak up on them.
Yeah.
You're a kid, you don't care about anything, you just doing your day-to-day, and senior night and graduation, or that milestone kind of hits.
Yep. No, you're right.
Creighton's pass is complete. Yeah, like you're saying, Coach, we spend so much time with these kids from 9th grade all the way through 12th grade. You see them every day for hours a day. And senior night comes and they move on.
Yeah, no, it's a different deal. It really teaches them. I say this not to get overly sentimental, but it's life lessons, right? I mean, everything it has a season to it. I'm going through it right now. I've got a daughter that's a senior in high school, and I never thought that she would grow up and leave my house, but here she is. In a few months she'll be doing that, and that's what these young men are getting ready to do as well, and go off and doing great things as they leave our high school, and whether they go to the workforce, whether they go join the military, whether they go to college, tech school, whatever it is, big things in front of them. And the game of football, game of basketball, game of baseball, whatever it is they're involved in, band, whatever it is they're learning from, or give them tools in life to be successful.
Craig's fastball is incomplete.
So we're second down.
Cole Pittman in coverage right there, moving really well. That knee doesn't seem to be bothering him. quarterback throws a nice ball for Shiloh.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's probably second best quarterback in the state right now, behind the kid at Greenwood.
Yes.
The UCF.
Yep.
The Archer kid.
Yep.
Archer has a little different build than that kid does. There's a reason why he's going to UCF. He's a Division I athlete, but this kid right here does a good job of putting the ball in the money and reading coverage. Does a good job of reading coverage, making the right decision.
I think we're having a face mask.
Face mask on the defense.
I didn't see that. Did you see it, Coach?
I did.
Did he reach up in there?
Yeah, he's trying to make a tackle, trying to make a play.
That's disappointing right there. Had a chance to have a third and long situation. I think.
This drive, we've had two good plays and one tough play, and they're just kind of marching down.
First and 10, ball on the 38 for the Saints. Creighton back to pass. He throws it to Kim. Kim's going to make it to the sideline, cuts it back up the middle, across the 30, down to the 25, keeps his feet moving down to the 21-yard line. Kim, really good player for Shiloh Christian. He's senior wideout.
Smith and Pittman on the tackle for the Panthers.
That's a first down for Shiloh. Saints moving fast. 8:30 to go in the half. Creighton back to pass. He throws it up to the end zone, and that pass is complete for a touchdown.
Completed to Slider.
Saints Slider on the reception.
Dropped it in there. Good timing.
Yeah, just a little switch concept. Guy runs the safety off with the corner out. It's a splitter coming from the outside where it's just a little scissors concept that he pops open there on the seam.
Next point is good.
Is good. And 8:29 remaining in the first half.
Well, you think with I will say this, you think with the video board that we have up here behind us, it's pretty special. It's a nice thing. You think they'd have a net down there to protect the cars out there in the parking lot. You do not want to park behind the field goal post out there because the car just got smoked out there at football.
Yes.
They protect the trees over there, though.
Yeah, got shrubs on that. We got a net down there on that end. I imagine there's a few footballs down there in those shrubs. Hitting that asphalt out there, I will say though, people that don't have to buy equipment don't know. They do not know how much footballs, basketballs, baseballs cost now. They went to. I know when I first started coaching, you could buy a new football for somewhere around $45, $50 for a game ball, and now they're well into the hundreds. You know, it's probably $130.
Same with the basketball.
$130, $140 for a new football.
Yep.
Freddie Renderos and Jaden Coleman back to receive for the Panthers. It's going to be kicked over out of bounds, I believe it is. Panthers will get good starting field position again.
Kick goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty on Shiloh. Ball releases 35-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 Panthers. Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be played at the 35.
Wind is kind of picking up here, Springdale.
It is.
Boaz Benson, Panther offense, make it out to the field. Ball on the 35. Benson, he's going to toss it to short, and that ball is fumbled. And Shiloh's going to recover. It's just tough. You have a quarterback who's only had about a week's worth of practice. Get the timing down on those plays. And not going right for the Panthers thus far.
You're exactly right. That's about timing. So a little miscommunication out there. that quarterback position is so important in the game of football. It's no different than the pitcher or the point guard. You got to have one, and we've got one. We got a young one right now, one that's going to get a lot better, one that is really going to end up being a special player.
Nice job.
Great job by Stuart Schwaninger. A little counter play. Did a good job staying home for a loss of a yard.
Stu's still out there competing, isn't he?
Absolutely. Second 11, ball on the 31. Shiloh going to hand it off the right side. And they're going to tackle down 27.
One thing I do like watching Shiloh, one thing is that they are very balanced. You know, you see teams, especially late in the season, you cannot, in high school football, you can't be just an all-out passing team generally. There's a couple teams I've seen have success with it, but generally you got to be able to run the football, especially when it gets cold outside in the playoffs and bad weather can happen, and you have to be able to run the football when it matters. Shiloh does look like they have a good formal running game. Do a good job of mixing it up with the perimeter screen game, the deep pass, the intermediate. They're really well-rounded as a football team.
Creighton back to pass. That pass is caught by Zane Slider.
Creighton's pass complete to Slider. That's enough for a Shiloh Christian first down. Getting off the stop of the Panthers.
First and 10, ball on the 12. Gonna hand it off to Mason. He's gonna cut back right around the 5-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Information on the carry down to the 5-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Got a hold here. Been a long first half, guys. We still got 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Holding on the offense. 42. Replay first down.
Remains first down. First and 16. It's going to be Mason off the left side. He's going to lower his shoulder down to the 12-yard line. Bring up second down and I believe 10.
See, Coach Tillery got to talk a little football last week, huh? Coach Tillery got a football. Did he play a little football back in the day?
Boaz with a great read, saw the hook and ladder coming there.
Hook and ladder to the tackle.
To the tackle, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an all-around sports guy. He knows a little bit about everything.
No doubt. Coach Tillery's a good one. You know, you have a mentality. It's your job. We talked about it at the dinner plate tonight, at the dinner table tonight. You got a mentality. It's our job to stop them. We don't worry about what the score is. We continue to compete. I do like when teams get a little cute down here, up 35-0, trying to throw a ball to the offensive lineman or flip a ball to the offensive lineman, getting that stop. I do like that.
For Charlie Crowell.
It's going to bring up fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
Big fourth down play here. Been attacking the middle of the field quite a bit. Let's see what we do.
It's 4th and 9, ball on the 11. Creighton, he's going to roll out to his right. He's looking for the end zone. It's going to fall incomplete. So great job by the defense. Turnover on downs.
The feed falls incomplete.
Good stop.
Turnover on downs. Panthers will take over. Brian on the coverage for the Panthers.
Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Did I just blow the
Everybody,
Blow the-
I don't think it was
everybody
quiet.
back home. I think everybody said bless you at the same time back in Siloam
Thank you.
Springs.
I appreciate that to everybody.
Another fumble. All they're gonna take
I
away
think that was
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
a pass.
about 10 years ago, you stopped seeing people hand the mesh point off on that jet because the timing that's involved in it.
Yep.
And the only thing that negative happens on that is second down.
And that's what it'll be, second down. That was Jack O'Brien at quarterback. Boaz Benson checking back in. He's alongside Ryan Estacio and Jaden Coleman in the backfield. Benson's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to Coleman off the right side. He's going to be tackled from behind for a loss of 1. Brings up third down for the Panthers.
Coach Stewart's going to have to get his play-by-play script out here in this couple of weeks. We're going to be without Coach Lloyd.
Yeah.
You know, we knew that coming into the season that he could commit 8 games, couldn't commit the last 2, and I respect that. And one of the things I love about Coach Lloyd is he got some little ones, and he's committed to what they're doing as little ones, a birthday party and
Yes.
you know,
Halloween.
and Halloween. And you know what? When the wife says, "I'll let you do this, except you're not going to do it those 2 dates," you got to commit to it.
Oh, no.
It's Boaz. Make a smart play and kick it out of the backfield.
I hope he gets up.
Why did we roll? He got rolled up.
He got taken down from behind.
Flag on the play as the quarterback Benson kicked the ball out of the end zone.
Good play by Benson. That's what you do. I didn't like what just happened there, though. After that ball was out of the back of the end zone, kid come in behind on Benson's legs, so I'm glad he's up walking around.
It was close enough to a late hit.
Yeah, it would have been it still would have been a safety, but it would have been a dead ball.
Yeah.
Are they not going to call safety here? What's the?
Well, I mean, the flag is, I believe, was for kicking the football, but nothing's been announced. Here we go.
Should be a safety.
Is it roughing the kicker?
It's illegal touching.
illegal touching, and then
Over the play is a safety. We had illegal kicking.
Yeah, it's on the. That'll be put on the safety on the kick.
Penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah. The ball goes out the back of the end zone. That's what you coach your kids to do. Ball's in that end zone there. You take the 2-point loss instead of the 7. We're about to go down here to the other end, kick off. We'll punt on the safety.
where will they place this ball to?
Be probably half the distance. I guess it's going to be maybe 15, maybe to 10. Let me look here. 10-yard line. We're going to punt off the 10. Shiloh's obviously going to start out here with good field position here with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Something you practice on, well, obviously we're playing on a Thursday night, but you have perfect Thursdays. This is something that, you know, you don't think about practicing, but you practice everything that can happen in a game. This is one that I always had on a perfect Thursday when you're doing your run through of how to kick, how to cover, and how to kick out of a safety. It's something you don't want to have happen, but you better be experienced in doing it. The thing about Mason Short is this boy right here can't punt. Well, the wind's a little bit behind him, and they're respecting it. They're all the way back here on the 30-yard line. What's kind of awkward is the timing with the, see, he's going to take his steps. He can't come back as a 10, and their timing's different than a normal kickoff where they're getting a running start.
Mason Short, he's going to boot it away, and what a kick.
Look at it, turn it over.
All the way to the 35-yard line. Shiloh's going to have good field position. As Will Fryer is going to take it all the way back to the 31.
I didn't have any doubt Mason Short was going to boom that ball. That's exactly what he did. Put 40, 50, 55 yards under that kick.
First down and 10 for Shiloh at the Panthers' 31-yard line.
Shiloh's offense back on the field, 5:17 to go. Take over on the 31. Cole Creighton takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Griffin Mason, who's going to throw it. And that pass is caught by Jake Bodenstein.
Bodenstein is complete. That'll be enough for Shiloh Christian.
Tackle.
More of your trickeration there.
Seen quite a lot of that tonight.
Part of their
Pass.
offense.
Mason off the right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line.
You know, one thing that you look at that right there, and it really is part of this. So much what you do is what you're playing, and you guys I know use it in basketball too, but huddle, or you guys are using some version of. Are you guys using huddle, Coach, as well, in basketball, Coach Stewart?
Yeah, we have focus and assist with the huddle, and you get used to it. I'm spoiled.
Yeah. Well, what happens is that so teams are breaking down film and they throw extra stuff in, and you throw that little halfback pass, and teams have to practice it. And then what also happens is their safeties aren't filling in the alley and filling in the box, and they're just putting extra plays on film to work for it here.
Yeah.
What's
your program that you use in baseball?
In the past, they've used huddle. We'll see what we decide to go with this year.
Coach, when's the first official basketball practice in the state of Arkansas?
It's odd. In Arkansas, you can practice. There's 2 weeks in the dead period that you can.
I know you guys have been practicing. Is there not a set date? I know in baseball there is there not?
I am old school Oklahoma guy. October 1st has always kind of been that date where you really turn it up. But, man, you can practice all day, every day, all year.
Really, there's no. And the same with football. I knew the answer that you guys have been practicing. I knew baseball's been practicing. But I thought there was still an official, no longer off season, and we're an official date. Obviously, as football season ends, we'll move into the basketball season as far as games starting. Maroon and
Maroon
Gray game was when?
It's November 6th.
Okay.
And then the first game is November 11th. And it's funny, we play Southside in football, and then we go to Southside in basketball for the opener.
Okay.
So it'll be the Southside experience there.
2 weeks we start playing basketball.
Yep. Oh. Coach, you mentioned it earlier, the punt there from the 10-yard line with the kickoff. Like, is that something in your special teams segment in practice you work on once every couple weeks?
No, well,
an actual punt and
you're gonna. On Thursday we had what was called Perfect Thursdays. It's really, I know Coach Lockridge has the same thing. I'm just talking. I don't get to go out and watch this Thursday practice. I have no doubt he's doing the same thing. But I would find in a script a way to work everything into a script on a Thursday to work everything from a free kick on a punt, a safety punt, learning how to take a safety out of the back of the end zone. We would do that. Now you try to put it in a positive spin in the script. You don't have, so you're saying you're up by a certain amount, you take a safety at the end of the game where you're not going to get pinned deep, and you try to flip the field on the safety, doing different things in the script to teach kids different variables of the game. One of the things we always work that people don't realize that at the end of at any point really, but as you practice it at the end of the half, you can do a fair catch free kick. So if you pin a team deep in the second quarter and they punt, if you fair catch the ball, it doesn't matter if time expires. You actually can stand up, actually had an opportunity to win a football game
and hit a field goal.
By kicking a field goal, and you get to kick the field goal off of a tee. So it's a completely different situation for field goal, and it's a whole different deal. It really is it's a unique deal that you practice.
Caden Allen in at quarterback for the Panthers. That's Ryan Estacio off the left side.
Allen hands off to Coleman.
Bring up third down. First time we've seen Caden Allen at quarterback since first time at quarterback. First time he's been playing since I believe week 2. Third and 10 for Allen. Allen's going to hand it off up the middle, and he's going to be stopped at the 21-yard line. Jaden Coleman on the carry. So the punt team
Corbin Miller on the stop.
will head onto the field. 3:04 to go here in the half. Good snap. Mason Short's punt is away. It's another good one. That's going to be fair caught and bobbled.
Pick it up and run.
You can't pick it up and run a punt as far as the fumble, but we can't recover, which is what we did right there.
So if he catches it and takes a step,
Yeah.
and then he fumbles it.
And then he fumbles it. It's live. and
now you
return.
can. It can be a scoop and score.
Muff punt's good.
Not on the muff.
Not on the muff.
All right.
Great job by Adam Turner.
I don't know if Tillery would have known that.
Well, the power of Google. Tillery could have pulled it out. No sugarcoating this. It's tough. This is a tough situation. We knew tonight was going to have to be, we're going to have to play flawless and perfect.
Caden Allen's going to throw it across the middle.
Allen's pass ball is incomplete, intended for Dean Floyd.
Estacio off the left side, and that'll be no gain.
Allen hands off to Estacio. Lost the yard. It's third down.
3rd and 11. Trips right. Coleman's going to shift next to Caden. Caden's going to roll out to his right. And that pass is going to be caught by Estacio.
Oh, that hurt.
Hope he's all right.
Man.
He does hop up. That's going to be a first down for the Panthers after the middle.
Face mask on defense. 15-yard penalty.
Good chance here before half to get something positive going into halftime here. Minute 37, we got time.
On a first down.
See what we do here.
Christian's 32-yard line.
going to throw it deep up to Marcus Smith.
Go.
And that's going to be intercepted. They're going to call that a touchback.
I like the aggression. And
I don't mind. I got one-on-one on the outside. Got to go up, and a young man's going to go up as he grows. He's just a sophomore. Go up and compete for that ball there, and you got to become a defensive player sometimes when you play that wide receiver position. He is a corner. He has the potential to do that. I think he'll be a really good football player down the road for us.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jake Bodenstein in at quarterback for the Shiloh Saints. Bodenstein's going to hand it off up the middle.
Bodenstein hands off.
And he's wrapped up. We have a flag on
It's
the
going to be
play.
a personal foul.
Flag on the play.
Just unfortunate situation there at Shiloh right now. Really, in my opinion, pretty undisciplined football team when it comes to just the number of personal fouls that they've had. Going to affect them down the road in the big football game. This, I think, either fourth or fifth personal foul that they've had.
77 on the offense. The 15-yard penalty from the ending run. The second down.
So they're going to mark the ball all the way back down to the 12-yard line.
Be interesting to see, the new rules now as far as the transfer rules. Shiloh Christian, one of the things that the last few years or last 2 years, there basically hadn't been any rules. You can go where you wanted to go. That's all changed now. You got to decide by your sophomore or your 10th grade year on where you're going to be. You're going to set up 365 if you don't have an official move, even with school choice.
Bodenstein hands it off the right side.
Bodenstein hands off to Krell.
For no gain. That was Freddie Renderos tackle.
Looks like they're going to run the ball and take it on into halftime. We'll see what they do here.
Yeah.
Still got a little hurry up here. Shiloh's fully capable of throwing a vert here. They're going to run the ball and take it on the half. The thing we want to do is get out of this game as healthy as possible. Down 45-0 at halftime. Again, the Mercer rule will be engaged here in the third quarter. And as we know, anytime, whether we've started the Mercer rule, which we've done this year against Pea Ridge earlier in the year, or we've experienced the Mercer rule here a little bit, that second half's going to go by fast, fellas, with that running clock, which is what it's made to do. So we're going to take it on into halftime here. We'll open things back up a little bit before second half. Again, as always, our boys will come out in the second half and compete and see if we get some positive things going. Moving in next week again to a big, as you guys, if you are choosing to tune out here at halftime, big game next week. We really need the crowd to show up at home.
Yep.
Really encourage everybody to get behind these kids, get behind these coaches that pour into their team, pour into away from their families, and spend a lot of time with other people's kids. And it's a big opportunity next week against Russellville. We beat Russellville. We'll be playing in Week 10 for a shot to go to the playoffs. That's reality. That's just what it is. There'll be a three-way tie for that last spot in the playoffs there, the last game of the season. So big opportunity next week against Russellville. Really need to stay healthy here in the second half and get some positive things going if we can. And we'll close it down here at halftime and see you guys in the third quarter.
And now, please welcome to the field the Shiloh Christian Varsity Cheer Team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Shiloh Christian Varsity Cheer Team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Shiloh Christian Marching Band. This season, the band is taking us on a trip down New York City's Broadway Avenue and showcasing some of the most popular Broadway musicals of all time. Sit back and enjoy The Phantom of the Opera, Little Shop, and Wicked.
that's probably not
Ladies and gentlemen, the Shiloh Christian Band is directed by Stephen Hunt and Chris Emmert, with color guard coach Lisa Renaro and drum major Caden McKinney. The band earned a First Division Superior rating at this week's Regions Marching Contest and will compete at State on November 4th. The band is proud to be sponsored by CertaPro Painters of Northwest Arkansas. Go Saints and go Marching Band!
wasn't even looking.
I don't. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Well, welcome everybody back here in the second half of Siloam Springs Panthers playing the number 2 team in the state, Shiloh Christian Saints, here at Champions Field in Springdale, Arkansas. Obviously, Shiloh's had her number here in the first half. Have a chance here in the second half. Come out. It's going to be a running clock, and we'll go fast. But it'll be a situation where we'll have some opportunity here to get some positive things going into senior night next week, like we talked about against Russellville. A big game for us here, a game that if we win, we'll be playing week 10 against Southside. Fort Smith Southside, a team I believe that's won 1 conference game, maybe 2 conference games, playing for a chance to, I think it's 2. We'll be playing for a chance to go to playoffs if we win next week, which is always a positive thing in a program. You know, it's something that we talk about the different phases of a season, talk about the non-conference schedule. In football, the first 3 games of the season, we won that phase. Obviously, the second phase in the conference has not gone necessarily how we want. We talked about building this program. Be a big step for the program, though, getting that first conference win. It's either in 3 years or 4 years. I'm not sure what that number is. But it'll be a first conference win. And next week, something to talk about. Next week, you win next week, you got a winning record at home. That's something that you always want to do. You want to make home a tough place for people to come in and play. Getting a winning record at home would be something very positive for the football program, something that hadn't happened at Siloam in some time, as far as not just a winning record at home, but really winning home football games. So chance to win 3 football games at home, go 3-2 on the season at home, and then wrap it up going to Southside for a big one. Southside's a team that actually does have some talent. They've had a couple kids transfer in from across town for the north side. They got a really good running back and a really good outside linebacker that are big-time football players. Well-coached football squad that has had a history of winning state championships. They just are on a down cycle right now as far as the south side. Things have changed down there. Down around Fort Smith, a lot of the talent moving out of Fort Smith, going to the surrounding areas, in particular in Greenwood. A lot of those kids at Greenwood are Southside kids when they were little, and they moved into the Greenwood area to be a part of that football program. But we got a big couple weeks here coming up at Siloam Springs, and I really look forward to next week playing Russellville on senior night. Here we go with kickoff here. Again, it'll be running clock down 45-0.
Eastwood gonna pooch it. Was caught by Ryan Estacio, 35-yard line.
Estacio on the fair catch for the Panthers. Panthers got the ball pushed down to the 35-yard line.
Panthers take the field. Caden Allen, a quarterback. He's going to hand it off to Jaden Coleman, who's going to make it out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 5.
Athletic run. That's a good job. Put his foot ground, making a guy miss. It was a good run there as far as getting a good push there on the right side. Get a first down here to open up the half.
Second and 5. Estacio, stutter step. He's going to be tackled for a loss of 1. They'll bring up 36. to Estacio, and he's tackled for a loss by Xander Hernandez.
90 Hernandez
That'll bring up fourth down.
That'll bring up fourth
Panthers
down.
will send out the punting unit.
Estacio with the carry for the Panthers. Short to kick for the Panthers. Nance back deep for the Saints.
Mason short. Have a good kick. And a good Panther roll down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
It's a good punt by the Panthers. It'll back the Saints up on their own 18-yard line, 17-yard line.
Good punt. Again, it's been a strength for us all season long, be able to flip the field on the punt. Good job by Short.
Just got word from Coach Tamarath. Volleyball won tonight. They were on the road.
Big night.
They,
Russellville, is that right?
Russellville got a big win. Kind of ugly, but got a big win, and they're officially the 2 seed now.
Awesome.
It's huge. Huge win for the volleyball program in a really good volleyball conference. Have had the second half volleyball plays that double round robin system where they go through the conference twice, and they've done a really good job on the back half of this conference, because I think they were sitting the first half time through the conference. I think they were sitting in the 4, right? So they've jumped up 2 notches. Had I think 3 teams kind of in a deadlock here going into the night. That's a big win for Siloam Springs tonight. Had a couple big wins. Got a big win against Van Buren in volleyball. A huge win for us. Van Buren's been a good team. Even the 1 seed in Farmington, we played them, I think, to 5 both times we played them. One time being up 2-0, so we're right there. I think going into volleyball into the playoffs, we can beat anybody in the state of Arkansas. I'm really excited about what Coach Tamarath's doing with this program.
Yep.
Shiloh going to make it out to the 44-yard line. Volleyball state tournament starts on Monday. That's going to be held in Marion. They're going to play at 2 o'clock against Lake Hamilton.
Gomez and Renderos on the stop for the Panthers.
Going over to Marion.
A short trip.
As far as we can go, right?
Yes. If anybody's going to be in the neighborhood, I need to stop in and watch. That'll be a good first-round game in Marion.
Well, I know there was Coach Tamarath got ahead of the game a little bit about getting a hotel over there. Sometimes on that, there are some situations that Marion's is a decent little town, but you definitely want to be picky when I know in years past, different places I've been, you want to be picky because hotels fill up fast when you're playing in the playoffs on that side of the state. Not always a lot of good places to stay, but I think they got ahead of the game on that, knowing they're going to be a playoff team.
Landon Sabatini off the right side. He's going to make it out to the 37-yard line.
Already down to 6.5 minutes here in the third quarter, so that clock is moving. 45-0 as we talked about. Let's see if we can get a big stop here in the third quarter for Shiloh Christian's first possession.
Bodenstein going to pass. This pass is complete across the middle, out across the 30. That's Will Fryer. He's down to the 27-yard line.
That'll be enough for a Shiloh Christian first down. Stop number 29, Adam Turner for the Panthers.
First and 10 for the Panthers. Still going quick tempo. Bodenstein, he's going to hand it off the right side. That's Will Fryer. He's down to the 22.
Connor Robbins, number 44, on the tackle for the Panthers.
That's Connor Robbins on the tackle. So 2nd and 5. Fryer up the middle. And he's tackled by Matthew
Fryer again
Borges.
on the carry for the Saints. Dean Floyd on the tackle for the Panthers.
Right now, game of the week in the state of Arkansas, not in the state of Arkansas, but in obviously in Benton County right here at home as Rogers gets Bentonville. And they got a close one up there. 2 undefeated teams playing for the 1 seed in the 7A West. Right now, 24 scores 24. Bentonville, Rogers 21. With 4 minutes left in the game. Rogers just onside kicked it and recovered. Obviously a big game just north of us up in Benton County.
Goldenstein to pass. That's complete. That's going to make a good tackle. That's Ryan Estacio on the tackle. And that'll be a loss of 4 on the play.
Pass received by number 89, Elijah Munson.
Bring up second down.
Estacio on the tackle for the Panthers.
Goldenstein rolls out to pass. He's searching. He's going to keep it himself. Across the 15 down to the 12-yard line.
Big third down here.
Goldenstein on
Like to get a stop here. Midway, now we're down to 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Shiloh's probably going to have one more possession of the game. Be a big opportunity here to get a stop.
Goldenstein searching. Goes in the end zone. And that pass is caught. That's Weston Huckabee.
Pass received by number 10.
With a touchdown for the Saints.
That's another Shiloh Christian touchdown.
I was looking ahead of the forecast. I think they hit it right for tomorrow, moving this game to tonight, moving the games in Northwest Arkansas tonight, because it looks like we're going to get some rain tomorrow night.
Eastwood's kick is good with 3:15 left in the third quarter. The Saints lead 52-0.
I'm sure Shiloh, it looks like as they line up here, they're going to go with that short pooch again. Put a lot of pressure on that tight end position up over there on the 30-yard line.
Panthers receive it at the 22. It's going to be carried out to the 34-yard line. Freddie Renderos on the return.
Renderos on the return for the Panthers. Tackled by Williams and Warner for the Saints. Ball at the 34-yard line. Only first down and 10 for the Panthers.
Panther offense back on the field. Peyton Allen and Jaden Coleman in the backfield. Trips right. Allen's going to roll out to the right, looking to pass. That pass is thrown. It's going to fall incomplete. It's intended for Ryan Estacio.
Intended for number 9, Stuart Schwaninger. Positive carry for the coverage for the Saints.
A little different formation, a little consistency tonight.
Low snap. Allen going to keep it himself.
Allen, quarterback, is sacked by number 16, Josiah Kemp. It's third down.
Another low snap. Allen's just going to fall on it back at the 19-yard line. So that's going to bring up fourth down.
Put that backup center in right now. Not to call out the kid's name and all, but and now we got some backups in up front.
It's another bad snap. Mason Short going to make a decision. He's going to kick it. Panthers are going to down it at the 15-yard line.
After the punt, the Shiloh Saints will take over first down and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
It's going to be the end of the third quarter, but they haven't blown the whistle, and Stuart Schwaninger has taken it down to the end
I'm
zone.
gonna tell you about this. Let's see what happens here.
He just threw a flag on the.
I got to be honest, I don't have any idea.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna tell you now. If they touch the ball, we talked about this about 4 or 5 weeks ago. If the return team touches the ball and don't pick it up and hand it to the official, it can.
Stewart was watching it as he tossed it back to, and it wasn't a good toss, and the referee just stood there.
Yeah, I
And
actually
Stewart
think it's a
saw
lot.
it and like sprinted to get it. He knew the rule,
Let's see.
but I don't know what the flags are for.
It's a live ball. If they touched it and flipped the ball back without being a blown dead whistle, it's a live ball.
I don't know if you're watching, you can run it back and see if they touched it. I never really saw them touch it, but I did see one of our players just kind of kick it to down it, which isn't officially downing it.
Well, if we touched it first, it's a dead ball right there. Well, it's not a dead ball. It's a live ball the offense can pick up. If they touch it and they didn't blow the whistle, it's a touchdown. So what are they going to call here?
Illegal forward pass on the offense. Loss of down. Get a first down. Shiloh.
Okay, so
Illegal forward pass. I don't know. Did he not punt the ball right there?
no, he punted it. I never.
Was it one of our kids that tossed it to the ref? No, that would have.
I was watching the play, but I didn't see that piece of the play.
Well, anyway, Shiloh offense going to come back on the field.
They'll get the ball down inside the 15.
That's the end of the third
We're down the other end here as we go into the fourth quarter.
52-0.
Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. All the way to the floor. How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like it never stopped. Can you bring it to the top? Right one down. Left and down, y'all. Y'all real slow. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back there, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Reverse. Reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
All right, we got to go back and look at the replay. Looks like the officials got it right there.
Bodenstein's pass is complete.
Bodenstein's pass to Elijah Munson. Pushed out of bounds.
Run out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Rick Darris on the tackle. Panthers.
Got some young players out there right now with our second, third group out here on defense. Opportunity to get here and maybe get a look on film here a little bit. But this is a big stop for some young kids out here. It'll be an opportunity for getting a big stop here late in the beginning of the fourth quarter here.
Connor Clark going to keep it off the left side, searching for the end zone, and he finds it. So the touchdown for Shiloh Christian.
It's a tough one to swallow tonight. You're not going to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. It's a tough one to swallow for anybody that's a competitor. And I know we got a lot of the Siloam Springs that are competitors, and this is not what we want. Right now, down 59-0 as far as I know. It's not what Coach Lockridge wants. Going in here, see what we can do here. Probably our last possession of the football game coming up.
Pooch kick is going to be fair caught by Hudson Lockridge at the 29-yard line.
9 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Wrapping up on a Thursday night here in Springdale. Still got Allen out there, quarterback. Who are we going here with? Kind of unique deal tonight. We had 2 junior high games back home.
Yep.
And then that crew hustled back over here. So I know the coaching staff and that 9th grade group.
To Estacio up the middle, off the left side. Estacio just finds a crease. Gets the sideline and across midfield.
The face mask on top of it. Yep.
Ball's going to be placed around the 30-yard line.
Is that Estacio?
Yep.
I'll tell you what, that kid all year long, whether it's been on defense or whether it's been on offense, he's played hard all year long. A lot of respect for him.
On the defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Panthers have the ball, 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. Allen a quarterback, Coleman in the backfield. Allen back to pass, drops straight back. He's going to throw it across the middle, and that pass is intercepted.
Allen's pass was intercepted by number 33, Blake Williams.
7 minutes to go here in the ball game. Odenstein going to hand it off middle. He's going to cut it back. Out to the 33. Bring up second down.
Elijah Ahart on the carry for the Saints.
Connor Clark. He's going to take it across the 35, and that'll be a first down for Shiloh Christian.
Jonah Mabry on the carry there for the Saints.
Bodenstein to pass. That pass is caught by Weston Huckabee.
Weston Huckabee on the
Flag.
reception.
Weston Huckabee, know his dad well, young man that Razorback fans know well, and Jeb Huckabee, grandpa, longtime coach for Hardy, won a lot of games at Hardy. But you got Huckabee over here at Shiloh Christian.
Jeb Huckabee, former Boston Mine. I worked for Jeb Huckabee at Ramey.
Okay. He's assistant principal over there today, wasn't he?
He was the junior high football coach. I coached a little football back a long time ago. Connor Clark
That's right.
on the carry.
Yeah. Coach Huckabee was at Fayetteville High School.
Yes, sir.
Coach Ramey.
Connor Robbins on the stop for the Panthers.
.420 left in the game. See what we'll say. Shiloh will run this thing on. And obviously the running clock. It doesn't matter if you run or pass. But.
Pass is caught on the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up third and down and short.
Darrow's on the tackle for the Panthers.
Jet sweep, taken across midfield for first down. Shiloh run the same play to the left. And he's going to be taken out of bounds by Freddie Renderos. Right around the 44-yard line. Bring up second and 5.
Down to 2.5 minutes here. If they get a first down here, they would be able to take a knee. So they're going to be a little short. Good tackle out there in the open field.
It was Dean Floyd. Bodenstein's going to keep it himself. He's going to fumble it.
Took it out of his hands. May have got it back, though.
He might have. That's a good job of tackling the football right there.
Yep.
First down on the quarterback keeper for the Saints. That'll be enough for a Shiloh Christian
Shiloh has
first
recovered
down.
it.
They have the ability to take a knee now. Let's see what they do.
Going to hand it off to Connor Clark, and he's going to be tackled
Connor
at
Clark on the carry for the
26.
Saints. That'll be enough for close
That's
to
going
a
to
Shiloh
just
Christian
about wrap
first
it up
down.
here.
It is a Shiloh Christian first down.
If they have one more play, this thing should be over. We'll see what they, unless they snap it here quick.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys letting me join y'all this year. Hey, it's been a learning experience, but I've enjoyed it.
I'm glad you're part of this team. I'm glad to be a part of this team. Obviously, Coach Stewart's he's the elder statesman of this group here at Siloam Springs. I got the most gray hair, I think. But Coach Stewart is the elder.
That's right.
But no, Coach Lloyd, I'm going to enjoy here closing out with Coach Stewart these last couple games. But it's been a joy to get to work with you, and been very enjoyable. Done a great job doing the play-by-play. Going to put the pressure on Coach Stewart and myself now to have to pick up the slack here in the last couple of weeks. But, again, I look forward to coming back home next week against senior night against Russellville. A chance to compete for a bid to go to the state playoffs. We win next week. Play week 10. There's nothing better than playing week 10 for a chance to go to the playoffs.
I still have a carrot out there in front.
We did.
And even though it's a tough week, we can come back and regroup.
I think it is what you get to do, Coach Stewart. I think it is a carrot next week. Sometimes it's hard in practice to come back after a game like this, but I do believe having that carrot is what it's all about. I think the kids will respond and will come out and will compete next week against Russellville. Everybody have a good night. Be safe tomorrow to the storms, and we look forward to seeing you next week.